from the historic Howard Theater in Washington, D.C., this is the Boxing Along the Beltway Post-Fight Wrap-Up Show. Boxing Along the Beltway Post-Fight Wrap-Up Show is brought to you by UndisputedBrand.com. Visit UndisputedBrand.com for the finest of boxing and mixed martial arts apparel. Undisputed Brand, the brand true, champions wear.
May have your attention, please.
And by real-time pay relief from boxers to ballerinas, from shoulder pain to muscle strain, everything in between. Boxing Along the Beltway recommends real-time pain relief, the fast, safe, and plant-based ointment. Go to www.freepainoffer.com.
Make your way to the exit. All parents and
you buy $10 worth of real-time pain relief, you get a free $10 tube of real-time pain relief. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. For tonight, here at the Howard Theater on the Nation's Fight Night, had a lot of, one reporter said tonight, a lot of talent shown here tonight.
All parents and chaperones, take the minors outside.
The majority,
now, please.
in fact, all of them went on to pretty dominating wins tonight against very tough opponents for the most part. Many of the boxers tonight faced real tough competition. Not necessarily tough in place of whether they could bring back and give good offense. Most of them were just durable opponents tonight.
August 26th at Upshur.
So tonight, in the main event, Patrick Harris out of Washington, Hyattsville, Maryland. He won a 6-round decision on main event against Jesus Lule out of Mexico. And again,
August 26th, free food.
Harris fought inside most of the night and did a very good job. Probably could have done more with his jab, but other than that, I think he did a very good job inside tonight.
And you were absolutely right when you said about this card. These were very game opponents. And what you were saying was, we say game because these opponents were matched up with these specific fighters that were moving up in their careers, you know, with great starts. But now they was be able to get tested to see they can go the distance against some tough opponents that have been the distance for a while. And Patrick Harris did that tonight. A durable fighter, you know, that's had maybe 30-something fights under his record, and Patrick had to go fight every single round, you know, and he wasn't able to put him down, but he was able to put pressure on him and enough to dominate the fight.
Well, it's very similar to the way Lamont Roach fought Jesus Lule back in March of last year at the D.C. Armory. Lule came in that bout really as a short notice fight, if memory serves me correct, but tonight he was tough. He wasn't giving a lot of offense, but he was really tough inside. And I thought Harris overall fought a very good bout.
Yeah, definitely. He was there. You know, I think his corner wanted him to use his jab more, which I thought he was going to use his jab more. But he would continue to go to the body like every fighter should. And with doing that, he was able to absolutely outlast his opponent. So that he did an excellent job doing that.
Patrick Harris now 12-0, 7 KOs. Jesus Lule is 11-23-1 out of Mexico with 2 KOs. In the co-feature tonight, last time Jaron Ennis was in the Beltway, and only took him 20 seconds to knock out his opponent. Took him a little bit longer tonight. Took 40 seconds to knock out Ricardo Cano out of Mexico, Guadalajara, Mexico. Jaron Ennis was just very solid out of Philadelphia. Pennsylvania did a great job.
Yeah, Ennis is a solid performer. Like I said it plenty of times before, with some of the backgrounds these fighters come out of, you know, we expect them to do very well in their pro careers, and Ennis is doing that, you know, and it actually showed that he has what it takes to do what he needs to do against a certain type of opponent, and that's what he did tonight. You know, didn't waste any time with him. And like you said, this opponent wasn't a lay-down opponent, but he was a durable opponent. But Ennis did exactly what he needed to do to get rid of him.
So Jaron Ennis now 14-0, 12 KOs. Bout ended in 40 seconds of the first round. Ricardo Cano 17-14-5 with 10 KOs to his credit. We were wondering how Kareem Martin was going to come back after suffering his first loss to David Grayton earlier this year. Kareem Martin did do well. He scored a 6-round unanimous decision over Vinci, the prize fighter Dixon, out of North Carolina, I believe he's from. No, he's not from North Carolina. I'm trying to remember. I'll find where he's from. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's where he's from. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Vinci Dixon really was a punching bag with feet throughout tonight, as Martin really just pummeled him pretty much for that both about.
And like you say, punching bag, but he was durable. You know, it was a thing where he stood in each and every round, and he was taking what Martin was throwing at him. But this was a perfect fight for Martin. Martin needed this type of fight to get himself back into acclimation, to getting back into the winning mode. And, you know, he looked good doing it. You know, he put some punches together, body shots together. Actually, he did a lot. Body shots, he was using his jab consistently. His footwork was good. His defense was kind of pretty solid. So he was doing he did a pretty good job tonight, and he, like you said, got the unanimous decision.
And I thought he did well at the end of the bout. He landed a few nice flurries at the very end of the contest that kind of punctuated the event. So Kareem Martin now 9-1-1 with 3 KOs. Vincey Dixon now 7-19-2 with 2 KOs. And I believe the Backyard Band, who's here tonight at How It Is, is going to continue to perform tonight. So we're going to take a pause just for a brief second and move to another location so we can now hear the Backyard Band. So stay with us just a second as we keep going.
I know a lot of y'all love what you do. I know where that boxing really comes from.
While we make our way to another location real quickly, a couple of out-of-town events took place over the night. Congratulations to Alexander Marine. Scored a second-round TKO in Norfolk, Virginia tonight in the Masonic Temple. Also in that card, Seth Phillips scored a 6-round unanimous decision. In that card, and I believe in Oklahoma tonight, Ashton the Goon Sykes out of Columbia, Maryland, made a pro debut, a successful one. Made a successful debut tonight, winning a 4-round unanimous decision in his contest. So congratulations to them. We're just going to make a quick location change while we continue our post-fight wrap-up show. Post-fight wrap-up show. Brought to you once again by Undisputed Brands and Real-Time Pain Relief. So as we move into another location just a little bit outside the Howard Theater right now. Hey guys. So we continue with our post-fight wrap-up show. We're now outside the Howard Theater here in Washington, D.C. Also tonight, we had ladies action. We had ladies action this evening as Franchon Cruz, the heavy-hitting diva out of Baltimore, Maryland, she won a 4-round unanimous decision over Sydney LeBlanc out of Gretna, Louisiana. And it was a very good contest, kind of a slugfest throughout the night, as both Franchon Cruz Luzerne and Sydney LeBlanc got all about defense tonight and ended up slugging it out for 4 rounds, and Cruz Luzerne won a unanimous decision.
Yeah, it was definitely a slugfest. I think Luzerne should have stayed back and utilized the jab a little bit more. It would have made the fight a little easier for her, but I guess she continued to slug it out. And like you say, they were going toe-to-toe basically pretty much the whole all 6 rounds, you know, and actually it was 4 rounds or 6 rounds?
It was a 4 round.
It was a 4-round bout, and you know, sometimes these ladies, they put on a show, and that's what the fans wanted to see sometimes, and that's what you got to do.
What's interesting about this bout is, but all the bouts that went the distance tonight, the winner won the bout by shutout. Mm-hmm. It was a shutout across the board. No different in Franchon Cruz Luzerne's fight. She won the bout 40-36 across the board. She's now 2-1, 1 KO. Cindy LeBlanc is 4-2-1. The Dark Menace, Tierra Brown out of Bladensburg, Maryland. She won by 2nd round knockout TKO over Tammy Franks out of San Antonio, Texas. Tierra Brown was dominant, do some nice straight rights and left hands, and then winning the victory at 49 seconds of the 2nd round.
And I think this was one of those situations where they took a veteran fighter to bring to the ring with some of these guys, these fighters, the younger fighters, to see if they can push them to the limit a little bit. And Tierra Brown didn't have that problem tonight. You know, she just totally dominated Franks. And Franks, you know, caught some shots from Tierra that she couldn't stand, and Tierra just put it on her and ended the fight in the 2nd round.
No question about it. Tierra Brown now 3-0 with 2 KOs. Tammy Franks following the 2-29-1 with no KOs. I think the performance of the night has to be a young man I think you're going to hear a lot about in the near future. He's only 18 years old, but it just looks like he already has poise and he has ability far beyond his years. His name is Brandon Lee out of Coachella, California. He put on a devastating performance tonight against a normally tough Roy Garcia out of Alice, Texas. And Garcia's been here a couple times before. He went the distance with Eric Hernandez. He went the distance with another boxer out of the area. But tonight, Brandon Lee put him away at 123 in the second round. Did it in very, very good fashion.
Yeah, he was pure confidence from start to finish. You know, it was 2 rounds, but it was dominating 2 rounds where Lee dominated from the start. You know, using his jab, using power shots. And I noticed from his punches, even with a short distance jab, he had a lot of power on it. And that's what I think took the toll on Garcia, and Garcia felt his power and Lee was able to wear him down, and that's what happened.
Yep. Brandon Lee now 5-0, 4 KOs. He just fought on July 29th. He's managed by Cameron Duncan, and I think you're really going to hear a lot about Brandon Lee out of California. No question about that. Tariq Irby ended up fighting on this card tonight. He had a late opponent, and he was out of Raleigh, North Carolina, so they say. He looked like he was from Wilson, North Carolina, but be that as it may, Tariq Irby, no problem over Anthony Alston. Tariq Irby scored a first-round knockout at 58 seconds of the first.
Yeah, and Tariq did exactly what he's supposed to do. You know, he prepared for this fight, prepared hard for this fight. You know, fighters do that. They lose weight. And it was potentially this fight wasn't going to happen for him. Yeah. But they pulled a last-minute opponent together for him. And like I said, even if it was a guy from North Carolina, I don't think that was an issue for Tariq himself, because he was going to do what he needed to do to win the fight anyway. And I don't fault him for that. He's just being a fighter, you know, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. So opponent that he can dominate, and he went in and did just that.
No question about that. Tariq Irby now 4-0, 2 KOs. You may see some places where he's listed as 5-2, now 6-2. That's added because of his performances in the World Series of Boxing, but most people will say his record is undefeated, 4-0, 2 KOs. Anthony Alston is 0-2. And in the opening bout tonight, Shingizkhan Tazabay out of D.C. by way of Kazakhstan. He scored a 4-round unanimous decision over a very game Robert Hill tonight. Hill was a tough guy, hadn't been knocked out a lot in his career, and Tazabay did do some good damage and won the bout by shutout.
And I think it was some work that Tazabay needed, you know, as far as to go the distance, to work out. And also I noticed with Tazabay, he was using everything he needed to do. Yeah. He was using the jab. He was going to the body. He was moving upstairs when he saw the body shots were working. And then he started to, you know, break his opponent down. I think if it was a longer fight, he possibly could have got a knockout. Yeah. You know, but like I said, he used a total package today. Every single punch that he needed to throw. I mean, like I said, body shots, head shots, back to the body, you know, jabbing, hooking, he did everything. And that's exactly what he was doing.
No question about that. Shingizkhan Tazabay now 5-0 with 2 KOs. Robert Hill falls to 7-34-1 with 2 KOs. And that will do it here for this card tonight. And for the next couple weeks, amateurs take center stage. Amateurs take center stage starting 1 week from tonight, and actually 1 week from last night. And that will be the the resurrection of the Mayor's Cup that'll take place Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, August 18th, 19th, and 20th at the Raymond Recreation Center located at 3715 10th Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. The Mayor's Cup has been over the years one of the premier boxing amateur shows in this city. Used to be at Howard University's Byrd Gymnasium for a number of years, and it returns this year to Raymond Recreation Center, and it should be a lot of fun, no question about that.
Yeah, it's tournaments and things like that I think amateurs in this area and everywhere else look forward to being in. You know, it's been a success. You know, it's becoming very popular, especially here in D.C. It's very popular, and every year they look forward to happening annually like they always do. And one thing I can say about this area in D.C., they have developed themselves to become one of the platforms for boxing now, right. And they established themselves in the past few years to become that, and they're doing a very good job at it.
Yep, no question about that. Then Saturday, August 26th, we have the Ceasefire Don't Smoke the Brothers and Sisters event over at the Upshur Recreation Center and 14th and Arkansas Avenue in Northwest Washington, D.C. September 8th, we go inside the gates at Berry Farms Playground in Southeast Washington, D.C., and then at the revamped Kenilworth Recreation Center on September the 9th. We have the annual Dr. McKnight remembrance card there at the brand new Kenilworth Recreation Center. So a lot going on because we have some boxers, some pro boxers fighting around the country, some changes in that situation. We'll let you know on both our blogs in the not too distant future. So that will do it here from the Howard Theater in Washington, D.C., where we saw a nice night and a nice card brought to you by Nations Fight Night. Jared and Tatiana Moten did an outstanding job. Good crowd on hand tonight here on 7th and T Streets. The Boxing on the Beltway post-fight wrap-up show is brought to you in part by UndisputedBrand.com. Visit UndisputedBrand.com for the finest in boxing and mixed martial arts apparel. Undisputed Brand, the brand true champions wear. And by Real-Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. For Juan Marshall, I'm Gary Digital Williams saying so long from the historic Howard Theater in Washington, D.C. And always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.